planning for the gallery.
So I work here 3 days a week. On Monday and Wednesday, I come in and wake them up from their nap and give them a snack and then play with them. Friday, I come in and help the teachers give them breakfast and then we do arts and crafts to and then we put them down for their nap after they eat lunch. So mostly I just help the teachers.
Kindergarten, I've been helping out the teacher Christina, and so I walk around the classroom. I help if there's kids that need help with their English or with vocab. I help with activities.
How that connects to what I do at home is that I study intercultural communications, and this is a very intercultural experience being in Italy, working in an Italian internship. So
I do think this is connected with my studies. I think that a big part of studying abroad is to adapt yourself to the culture that you've been put into. So I think that when I chose to study here, this is something that I chose to study. I think that service learning provides a great opportunity to learn about the culture, and that service learning is almost more important at times than learning about something that you can learn about in a classroom.
So in America I study psychology, and so I definitely want to link psychology and education together. I've worked in a preschool before, but this is similar. I've done a lot of tutoring in schools, but I'm also working at a middle school on Monday and Tuesday and teaching the whole class there. So I teach science and English for the whole time, and that's very different. This is very similar to what I've done in the US, but it's linked because it involves a lot of psychology when you're teaching.
I work with like the nicest people ever, and it's really it's sometimes frustrating because I don't speak Italian very well and they're speaking Italian, but they're just some of the nicest, like really most hardworking people.
So the way I socialize with most visitors is to try to see if English is their first language. In most cases here at the Duomo, it's not. So they normally speak either Spanish, French, or something else as their first language, and English as their second. And because of that, I actually have to choose my vocabulary very carefully, because I don't want to overwhelm them with different words. And so that's actually one thing I've learned from this service learning experience, is how to change up my vocabulary and try to adjust while I'm talking to them in order to help them understand what I've learned about this church.
Customers are coming in and they are excited to see Italy and learn about all the different history and see the art and learn about the culture, and I experienced that at an extended amount of time, so I know what they're feeling and I understand their excitement.
I like the other colleagues, they're all nice. They always have nice attitudes and they're always positive. I've gotten closer with one of her people who work at the Secret Closet, and she's given me a ride to work a few times.
There are moments where I have felt like excluded, simply because of like the language barrier. Yeah, I wish I could relate more because so I could speak to them and ask them questions about themselves. But I've gotten to hang out with these kids and the people who work here, and then other Italian students that do activities with Richmond. So I feel like I've gotten to know parts of the Italian community.
The language barrier. Since I appear to work in the church, a lot of time people will come up to me and just start listing off lines of Italian, and I don't really know how to respond to that. So eventually I just end up saying Inglese, and sometimes when they're from the older generation they don't speak a lot of English and I don't speak a lot of Italian, so the language barrier really catches up to me there.
I speak a little Italian, like a little bit, so it's not as bad, but everyone pretty much speaks English, and the people who don't, we kind of just make it work. So I'll speak like a little Italian, they'll speak a little English, and it'll just will understand each other. So it's not really much of a...
Yes, I've learned a lot. I've learned that there are different ways of completing tasks and there are different forms of reaching goals, and compared to the US that is very structured, you don't necessarily have to have a step-by-step way of reaching your goals. It's more about the result here.
Most importantly, I just want to take away how the Italians work in their culture, what their workplace is like, how they communicate, what the difference is between communicating in the United States and how things are done properly in a business in Italy. But so far I've been learning that the communication is very different and how one works daily is also very different, so I have experienced a lot of that.
Personal experience, I have learned about Florentine architecture and culture, as well as the Renaissance period. And aside from that, while giving tours at the cathedral and at San Lorenzo, I've developed a sense of awareness of the tourists around me, and just their appreciation of art really surprised me.